Mahalo, and welcome to episode 4 of Mahalo, the podcast, where I go through some of my comedic observations or comedic. I don't even know what I'm doing, to be honest. But thanks for being here for episode 4. I have a lot to discuss today, and we're going to try to unravel some mysteries and quandaries from the internet. First, a general observation. I don't know about you out there in the podcast / YouTube land. But when I was a kid, one of my favorite things to do when I would go to a new hotel, and I feel like specifically down in Florida, when you go to like a theme park or anywhere in Florida, I used to love checking into a hotel when I was a kid and watching the fire safety videos. And I don't know if it was like a law or it was just popular, it was in vogue. But every hotel had a fire safety channel, and when you turned on the TV, it would tell you what to do, what happened in case of a fire. So you would take towels and put them under the door so the smoke wouldn't come in. It would show you where the emergency exits were at, how to get out. And I would sit and I would watch these videos, and it provided a lot of entertainment. My sister would be like, let's put on the Disney Channel. Let's watch Nickelodeon. And I'm like, I'm good on fire safety, bruh. I want to stay right here on the fire safety channel. I want to learn how to evacuate. And I got a real kick out of watching the fire safety videos. But nowadays, no fire safety videos. Yet, we're all still here. I wonder if anyone watched a fire safety video, like they'd check into a hotel and they'd be like, before we really start our vacation, we should all sit and watch the fire safety video. Just in case of a catastrophe. How many hotels were burning down that they needed to have a fire safety video? Were there that many burning buildings, burning hotels near Disney World that we needed to have a fire safety drill? I used to like the fire safety drill in school. The thing would go off, woo, 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 and you'd be like right in the middle of history class and you're like, yes, a fucking fire safety drill. I love it. Woo. Who wrote that note? That was our fire safety sound. And that would go out and that would be the fire drill. Fire drills were fun. It was like one of the only times besides a big general assembly that you'd see the entire school and everyone had their own little place to watch the fire. That's really what it was. A place to evacuate and then a place to watch the blaze. You'd think that if during fire safety training, they would work to get you off site. But that really isn't the goal. During the fire drill, they wanted to get you to a place that was far enough from the fire that you wouldn't get injured, but close enough that you could watch. Like if it was me, as soon as the place is ablaze, you call the school bus companies and you have them come and pick up the kids to get them the hell out of there. But that's not where you went. Usually you went to like the baseball field and then everyone would just sit and apparently just watch the school burn down. There was no plan after that. I don't know what happens after that. What would happen after you do the fire drill? You go out to the baseball field. Then what? What would happen after that? We never got that far. But it was always fun. I love a good fire drill. Love a fire drill. If there's anything in adulthood that I miss, fire drill might be one of them. I would do a fire drill right now if you wanted me to. I would love to do a fire drill. But in my office, I'm in my little office right now. I have no idea. If there was a fire, you know what I would do? Get out of the building. Do we really need to have a drill? If there's a fire, I'm assuming I'm getting the hell out of here. But somehow as a kid, they need to have order. Everyone in a straight line, calmly walk out to the baseball field where we're going to watch the school burn down. It was shit like that. But I wonder in practice how that ever worked. That's another thing. How many schools are burning down? And if there was a school that was burning down and it was on fire, has the fire safety drill actually worked? I would hope so. You practice it for a reason. Sometimes the fire department would come for the fire safety drill. They would turn it on and then they'd watch to see how you did it to make sure that your choreography of getting out of the building was done correctly. And maybe it was my love for the fire safety drill that led me to watching the fire safety videos at the hotels. Nowadays, no fire safety drill. There's no fire safety drill at a hotel. They just say, good luck. If the place burns down, good luck. But I think they assume that, like, listen, as an adult, if the place is ablaze, then you're probably going to want to not be in the building. But they did teach you some techniques in those videos that they don't teach anymore. And one of them was the rolling up of the towel. They say soak a towel in water. Take one of the towels that we give you, soak it in water, and put it underneath the door frame so the smoke can't get in. But don't you think that, like, you'd want to get out of the building? Like, that means that you're committed to staying in your room. If the hotel's on fire, you think that the number one thing going through my mind is going to be to make it so the smoke doesn't come into my room? I'm getting the hell out of the building. You think I'm going to hang out in room 1403 just hoping that the place doesn't burn down? If I'm on the second floor, maybe the third floor below, I maybe would jump out the door, the window. If there's a door to the outside, I'd jump out the door too, but I'd jump out the window. Third floor, I think you could survive it. Second floor, definitely. You could like lower yourself down, so that's a 10-foot fall. Third floor, you'd have to really look for a bush or maybe call a friend to help catch you. But I don't think that I would do the towel under the door thing, because that would mean I'm committing to staying. I would open the door, which they tell you not to do, look around, and if the thing isn't just completely engulfed in flames, I'm looking for the nearest stairwell. They also say don't take the elevator down. That seems pretty obvious considering that it's electronic. You don't want to be stuck in the elevator. That'd be the worst place to be. You got to look for the stairwells. Anyway. But maybe they do have fire safety videos at the hotels you stay at. Let me know. I'd love to know. I'd love to watch one. I might just give it a Google right after this. Watch a fire safety drill video. A lot of people have been scrolling through the internet with a lot of questions, and that's why I wanted to answer some questions from the internet that people have been asking. So I'm going to bring up some real whodunits from the internet here. And this is going to be a section of the podcast called Where, What, When, and How. I think there's 5 W's. I might be missing one. But I'm going to search for incognito, meaning that it doesn't have to do with my search history, but what people are searching for. So under where, you're never going to believe what the number one thing people are searching for where. And it auto fills in for where is The Bachelor being filmed? That's people's number one question on the internet for where. Where is The Bachelor being filmed? And for those who are wondering, it's being filmed in Nemacolon, which I don't know what that is. Is that the name of a house or something? But it's located 70 miles outside of Pittsburgh in Farmington, Fayette County. And that's the backdrop for the entire 25th season of the dating show, which is usually filmed in the iconic Bachelor Mansion, which I think is in California. But now they had to move it to Pittsburgh in Fayette County. That's a big shift. Could you imagine saying where you met? Oh yeah, we met in Farmington, Pennsylvania. Well, I guess you could always say you met on The Bachelor, but the Bachelor Mansion in Beverly Hills or wherever it was sounds a lot more sexy than Fayetteville County in Pennsylvania. But that's the number one question for where. Where's The Bachelor being filmed? Pennsylvania. Those relationships never make it. I don't know why people even watch The Bachelor, to be honest with you. 25 seasons, and I think only like 2 of them have ever even made it. The whole premise is messed up. You're gonna tell me you're gonna have one guy with 25 girls and there's gonna be no jealousy and they're all making out, and I mean people talk about that all the time, but it seems like a silly show, and I don't understand why. It doesn't make sense that girls would like a show like this. If a guy had 2 girlfriends at the same time, people would be like, oh my God, that's gross. But this guy's got 25 girlfriends and he's eliminating them. He's literally telling them to go home. Take a rose and stay. Under what is what? What is what? What is what? On the Google, people are looking for what is an NFT? And that is the hot question of the internet these days. What is an NFT? Well, an NFT is I can't even pronounce this word. It's a non-fungible token. It looks like fungi, like a mushroom, but it's non-fungible. Fungible? A non-fungible token, which honestly doesn't clear it up for me either, but a non-fungible token is a unit of data on a digital ledger called a blockchain. So that just went from confusing to more confusing to I don't even care what we're talking about anymore. That's what it is. A non-fungible token is a unit of data on a digital ledger called a blockchain. So if you haven't tuned out yet, God bless you. I don't know what they're talking about. Where the NFT can represent a unique digital item, and thus they are not interchangeable. NFTs can represent digital files such as art, audio, videos, and items in video games or other forms of creative work. So to me, that means absolute nothing. The way that an NFT was explained to me is an NFT is essentially you can buy digital art and you own it. So the blockchain basically confirms your ownership of it. So it's a one of one. Like I have this painting on my wall. This is an original painting, right? In theory, this would be original. So if you want to own this, you'd have to buy this, which everyone's done forever. What NFTs are saying is you can do this concept, but digitally. So you can buy a tweet, or you could buy a poem, or you could buy someone draws something digitally and you can own it. Seems kind of like you're hoping that people are going to want to buy that digital thing. The thing that doesn't make sense for me is like, I own this painting. So if someone wants to see it in person, they'd have to own it. That's the whole point of it. In order to have it, you need to own it. But with NFTs, it's like, oh, you can buy the first tweet. Yeah, or billions of people can just go look at it too. There's no difference in ownership other than you can sell it. So it depends on if someone wants to buy it. That's where I get lost. It's like people can still look at the thing that you own and experience that art in the same way that you experience owning it. But when you own something like a watch, the difference between you owning a watch and you looking at a picture of a watch are two completely different experiences. But if you own the NFT of a Rolex, then I could just go look at a picture of a Rolex and I would have the same experience of you owning it. But people are spending millions of dollars on these things. And they're thinking that the world is moving to this digital ownership thing and that there's going to be a value to owning a picture of a Rolex more than, maybe not more, but in addition to having the physical thing. I don't get it. But that's the internet asked and I'm trying to answer it. Under the when question for Google for this week is when is Easter 2021? The number one search term. When is Easter 2021? And it is upcoming Sunday, April 4th. So there you go, internet. Answered the question right there for you. When is Easter 2021? Sunday, April 4th. Easy. Under how to screenshot on a Mac. How to screenshot on a Mac. That's under the how. Number one. How to screenshot on a Mac is Shift Command 3. That will screenshot what you got going on your screen. Now, if you want to take a section of your screen, you can do Shift Command 4, and then you can populate that with whatever you want on your screen. So Shift Command 3 will give you the whole screen. Shift Command 4 will give you a little piece of it. Aren't you guys glad you tuned into this podcast today? Aren't you guys so happy that you learned so much from me today? I think I learned a lot. I don't know about the NFT thing. I can't stop thinking about it. I'm having dreams about NFTs. A lot of people are diving in head first into the NFT game, and I don't know if I fit into it yet. But some people are making millions, and then some people are making zero. That's the thing that doesn't make sense. Like someone bought an NFT, it was like a digital art piece that sold for like $69 million, and it was like a landscape. I don't understand it. But then there's literally thousands of other things that look cooler that don't sell for anything. So what is selling and how it's selling hasn't really cleared up. The other thing is that you have to buy these NFTs using, or a lot of the sites, you have to use cryptocurrencies. So that means that you have to have a digital wallet. Okay, so that's a whole nother explanation that we have to get into. You have to have a digital wallet to buy these things with Ethereum, which is like a Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a Bitcoin, right? Or Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, and Ethereum is a different type of cryptocurrency. So you're talking about like, if this was like a layer cake, it would be like a 15 layer cake of explanations of why this is so complicated. First, you have to understand cryptocurrency. Then you have to understand digital wallets. Then you have to have a value. The value of your Ethereum to buy these NFTs is constantly fluctuating, like the price of the dollar, but NFTs are fluctuating at like 1,000 times, like every day, like every second. So if something is listed for like 2 Ethereums, that could be worth $2,600 or $3,000 depending on the minute. So it's very complicated, and I'm not 100% sold that it's going to be the thing of the future. I think having a physical item is still more valuable. But we'll have to see. I mean, people are selling clips of like videos. I've seen comedians sell stand-up clips. People trying to sell like art, like posters and things like that. So we'll see. And some are becoming millionaires. I knew this DJ who sold a mix, like an exclusive mix for like $3 million or something. An exclusive mix. I don't understand that. That doesn't make any sense to me at all. For those of you who are listening or watching, I will be down in Tampa at Side Splitters Comedy Club April 11th. So if you want to join me there, you can go to sidesplitterscomedy.com. You can grab a ticket to come see a live stand-up show, which first time back on the road in like a year, doing everything virtually and doing these podcasts and such. So I'm very excited to get back out there. Hopefully you can join me there. And we have a show, a free Taste Funny show on Saturday, April 3rd, and those tickets will be coming out this week as well. So hopefully you can join me at one of these two things. If you have questions from the internet or questions that you would like me to answer, you can send those to mahalopod@gmail.com, and I'd be happy to attempt to answer them. Sometimes I'll have to use the internet. Sometimes I'll just guess too, or we can try to learn something together. These were just the top search results that will kind of get things going for us on this type of section. But yeah, I'm excited to try to answer some questions from the internet. We'll give it a shot. We'll certainly try. What else did I have that I want to share with you for today? That might be it. I'd love to see some fire safety videos. If you have them, you can send them to me. Send me a direct message or send an email to me with a fire safety video. I think they're great. I would love to have like a really well-produced one. And let's bring them back to the hotels. Listen, baby, fire safety. Let's go. What happens if there's a fire? You think apartment buildings would have them. Hey, if you're going to move into this apartment building, by the way, you got to watch our fire safety video. Or you have to know where you'd go in case of a fire drill. Ooh, ooh. I miss that sound. I miss a fire drill. I would try to hit on the girls in high school. I'd try to hit on girls during the fire drill because sometimes you might not even have a class with like, the cute girl you have a crush on, so you'd have to wait till a fire drill happens. Ooh. So in your back pocket at all times, you got to have that sweet fire drill pickup line just in case. Just in case. And hopefully your class and her class are close to each other on the baseball field. You know what you never knew either is if it was a drill or if it was real. That would be all the chatter. That'd be all the chatter amongst the kids. Is this a drill or is it real? Is this a drill or is it real? Is it real or a drill? For me, it was always a drill, thankfully. But that was all the chatter. For me, I was thinking about, is this real or a drill? And where's that cutie from my history class? Just things that I was thinking about. Anyway, well, thanks for tuning in to episode 4 of the Mahalo podcast. Make sure you subscribe down below, and we'll be having weekly episodes and maybe even some more. So hopefully I see you at a live show, virtual show, or right back here on the Mahalo podcast. Thank you, and mahalo. Deuces.